Hey, just taking a look at this. I think you've done a good job of using the camera to help tell the story. Um, Not sure I guess you're still adding poses to those shots and the rest. Um, a couple things. One is I noticed that the root got separated from the rest of the body. Um, I can't even see it. It's the one with the arrows. Um, oh, it's up here. That's interesting. So normally, so it looks like, yeah, so it doesn't look like the root's moving for the most part, except a little bit right here. So it looks like you're moving your character around more by this one. And the idea is that that you move the root by this one, and that this is for more for kind of rotating the hips and stuff like that. So, what I would recommend is first I'll delete the keyframes off of this. I don't know if this is going to work. Put it, yeah, see if I put this back to 0. Oops. Oh, I had the wrong thing selected there. It's this one with the 4 arrows. Okay, that's at 0. And then you rotate it here, which is kind of messing it up because see how it's offset from the rest of the body. So if you're rotating the root, it's rotating it kind of funky like that. So we're going to need to put this back. So what I was, yeah, and then because you shouldn't really be moving it by this one, but it looks like you are. Um, which I can see there. So what I want to try to do is um, let's just delete the keyframes off this and dang. Basically what I wanted to do is delete the keyframes off that and then copy them onto copy the keyframes from the waist control onto the root and then see if we can get it all back in position, or you might just have to keyframe that particular control over again. I didn't find the reference because the project's not set. All right. Um, yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, but the thing that you want to not have done is move it by this one. You move it by this one, and then you just use this to kind of rotate the hips, and so putting it back isn't so easy. So my hope was to copy it from this one to that one, which still might be possible, but um, and then so in theory I would copy this from here and then paste it on this one. And then delete the animation off of this one. And see where we end up. Let's see. Not too good. So yeah, I would just, oh actually this needs to be zeroed out though. Okay, let's see. No, it's not working. So what I would say then is you'll need to put these back in, but it's just 4 or 5 keyframes. So, figure out where you wanted this, for each of these. I have auto keyframe on. So, and here's where, you were asking about turning the character around. So the thing is that you need to really break down into a series of poses how the character is turning around. It's not just going to be from one pose where he's facing one way, from the other, in the other pose he's facing the other way. I'm not sure if you have it in your video reference, unless you're kind of not seeing that action in the shot. But let me just kind of, as an example, open up one of these. So if I wanted the character to turn around, let's say it starts like this. And then I wanted him to turn around, you know, and I'm shortcutting all this stuff, but maybe he'd like shift his weight, over this foot, and then maybe he'd, move this foot around a bit. That's too far. This is, obviously sort of a shortcutted version. And then maybe he'd shift the weight over this foot. And then it's a bit low here. Oh, I think I missed the keyframe here. See how it's a series of poses. Obviously, I'm doing this really quick and dirty, not very, thinking about the whole pose. But it's going to be a whole series of individual poses that gets the character to turn around. It's not going to happen from one pose to the next. It's going to be like, maybe 6 poses from when he's facing one direction to when he's facing the other direction. Um, so I hope that was helpful. I do think you'll want to redo. You'll want to redo your root and get the root back where it belongs, which means kind of zeroing these two things out and then put those keyframes for this control back in. So don't move this one, only move this one, only rotate this one. I guess this one's called root too, FK root, and then root X. Yeah, so root X is the one you want to move, and the circle you only rotate. Generally, anything that's a circle on the character, you should only rotate. Like anything that's like these light blue circles.